Undefeated.
Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of the Undefeated podcast.
The only podcast with two undefeated fighters, fam.
Chatting it up. Listen,
Listen.
guys, big up, happy new year, all them good things. We're not this Monday night smoking ain't happening today, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
It's
No,
not.
but
Go on.
yeah, guys, just let you know, we thought we'd give you guys two pods this week. Our schedules have just moved mad. This guy is he's flying to flying
I'm
to the
flying
States.
out, fam. I'm flying out. My man will see. Certain people might see me still. I'm flying out. You'll know.
And
You'll know soon. And you don't look like you're at home right now.
no, that's right. I just finished filming, but when you guys watch this, this is coming on the same time Monday Night Smoke would normally be on. But as you guys watch this, I'll be on stage. I'm doing a TV recording for ITV tonight, so we couldn't do Monday Night Smoke. So I do apologize, guys. But
Yeah.
I mean, we had to
We
make it
apologize.
do the best
We
we can.
apologize. But there's a lot to look forward to, fam. There's as they listen to this, it's fight week.
It's fight week, bro.
It's fight week. A lot's going on there. I'd like to start with you, Bank, actually. Bro.
Wait, hold on. We didn't do our tape of the tapes, fam.
Oh, snap. That's how you know we've been out. We've been out for a minute.
We've been out.
Yeah.
Bro,
All
what's
right,
your tape of the tape, fam? Talk to the people, bro.
Come on, man. I had a great Christmas and a great New Year, bro. But I came into New Year with a surprised. I've been talking about, me, I've been more of a heavy hitter.
Mm-hmm.
I've not been someone that's been known for like speed.
Okay.
That's not been my thing. Like, no one would have said, you look at me, they know me inside fighter. But bro, I'm quick now. I'm so quick. I've changed my whole style of fighting. I had to get rid of my old trainer, bro.
Swear.
I'm throwing jabs now, bro. The jabs are jabbing.
Right.
I'm fighting on the outside. Again, I don't know what to call this. And I've still retained the power, but mad speed. So
Tremendous.
yeah, it's crazy. When the fireworks were going off,
Yeah.
I felt different, bro. And I was like, you know what I mean? It was mad.
that.
And it's crazy. Like, all I'm just saying is I don't understand what's going on. They're not gonna do any testing into me. They just said this happens sometimes, and you're one of those miraculous fighters. So again, I'm 0-0, never fought, never lost. They're saying I'm wasting this gift. But it will have to die with me.
I hear it.
But yeah, that's me, bro. Officially shorter than Travis and Maestro.
I respect it, bro.
Yeah, there you go. What's your tail of the tape, though, bro?
2-0, perfect record. Me,
Come on.
Floyd, Joe Kawasaki, those type of levels.
Yep.
50% knockout rate. Half the men that enter the ring with me left flat on their backs. Yeah, bro. I mean, I had a very long camp over the holidays.
Oh wow, you're training. You stay training.
Yeah. Yeah. But I've gone up a weight class somehow. What it was, we had a very strict training regime. But we fired the dietitian. Some alleged claims about the dietitian being involved in some other fighters who are not clean. So we had to let him go. In managing my own diet, I realized how hard it actually is. I went a bit crazy over Christmas and New Year's. To be fair, up to present day, it's been a wild time. The true reality check hit me in the face when I stepped on the scales and I realized if I was fighting at the top level, I'd be in there with a Coley. And I said to myself that this isn't who I am. This ain't it. So we're gonna
that's a big jump.
Yeah, so I switched trainer, going into the new year. I figured something different. New year, new me, new trainer, new team. And we pushing forward and we're gonna get back down to a reasonable weight.
Wicked. I like what you're doing, and I wish you all the best in your trial, bro. Again, people know what we're here for, and they want us to get into the stuff. I like I like the fact that we can lie just casually
for this long.
For how many? I don't even know what episode it is. Yeah, but we've been talking about our Taylor the Tapes for a long time. I think we've been lying for 3 years.
Let me just be clear. Mine is real.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that the stuff that happens after.
I mean, bro, there's a clip where I saw one of our old pods where I'm like, yeah, it was You said how many people were there? Like 50,000. 50,000 people in that
You've been
cold night in
casually
Camden.
lying for too long. It makes me
Cold
sick.
night in Camden.
But I like, I do like it's creative. It is creative, but
Anyway,
we're gonna get into
let's get to the boxes.
let's get into the boxing though, man. There's a lot to talk about. I'm gonna quickly go into the YouTube boxing, the zone, just that alone. And I have to one thing that I got like take off my hat to about keeping my hat on is the crowds.
Mm,
The crowd, the marketing, like
different.
if boxing, real boxing had what that YouTuber thing had, if you could merge those, it like all the money, all the paydays that these boxers are looking for, it's happening. Like in terms of you look could really, this is crazy. This is crazy what I'm seeing. The sound that I'm hearing at these fights, like it's deafening. It's
It's from the first fight. It's packed. People are in here as if they're watching their favorite singer sing.
Yeah.
Like, and when you look at it, people always. I find it so funny, that these guys, like a lot of pro fighters and boxing, experts and other self-titled people, they're in there. Everybody's speaking against this boxing YouTube space, and I'm like, all these official names that come out to say it's not for me. I mean, I like, blah 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 blah. All you are doing is promoting it, sir.
Yeah.
You spend this every single time they fight, another legend comes out to say, not for me.
Not for me.
Okay. Who is this? Who is it that has got this guy rattled? This guy who I respect. Who is it that has made, well, I'm going to take a look just to see. And watch me have the night of my life. Because the thing is, you get into a different mindset when you watch this. Like, you literally get into a thing where it's like, who is this guy think he is? And then you watch a competitive bout for all of however many rounds, you think, well, I'm not doing anything else. I'll stay here. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Now, what these guys don't understand is the level of fan base that these YouTube guys have individually. Right? It's the type of support that a professional fighter would absolutely pray for.
Yeah.
Because they are coming to see this guy dance, sing, box, or row, or fish. They are rocking with this guy. So they're looking at it from the outside thinking, what the hell is this? It's like, no, this guy is connected with his audience.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it.
It's it. It's finished again. And you know what? Shout out to literally shout out to a lot of them in that space. But I want to give Swarms a shout out because Swarms. Now I have to give Swarms a shout out purely for he got moved to, and ever since then, bro, he's got in shape. He looks good. Like he's not.
The win was a bit. The win was insane. I mean, the
guy
got a thumb in the eye. He got a thumb in the eye. Didn't have to react to it.
No, but I'm talking about just the professionalism he showed to get to take it more serious than his first one. Remember, he took a fight. Who did he fight? That's it. He took that fight on like it was terrible when he got last minute, and you've seen he's dedicated himself to it. Now, say what you want to say about him.
No. Only reason why I just can't enjoy this moment with you is just because the fight was just a scatty fight. Like nothing actually happened.
Nobody can't fight.
The guy got poked in his eye, panicked, and quit.
I hear that, but I'm talking about somebody just having a bad situation and just dedicated. That's all I'm talking about. So he dedicated himself. Yes, he's never going to be a good fighter. Swarms ain't never going to be a good fighter. You're not trying to say nothing good about this guy getting in shape or nothing.
I don't know where you're going. The thing is, it's not like he's gone in there and won and redeemed himself. If you're saying that he's got fit,
that's what I'm saying.
Congratulations.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Deserve a segment on this pod, bro.
All right, sorry. I thought it would be nice to congratulate man for getting in shape.
What are we congratulating? No, the bar's too low. The bar's never been that low on this pod.
All right, well, we leave it anyway.
Even if you wanted to give KSI some flowers, we could then say, the knockout looked decent, and then we can say, but the guy was rubbish though, and then we can leave it there. We ain't
All
got to
right,
be
well,
out
I
here
wasn't
blowing
gonna.
smoke
You
up
get
no
it?
one's ass, fam.
I wasn't planning to spend this long on it. I'm not gonna lie. I was only
Let's get
talking.
the hell out of this
Yeah, we'll
topic,
get
fam.
out here. Wait, but
Hey,
I wanted
before
to give.
no, but
Let's give it
the
some
guy we
respect,
got to give
though.
Salt Pappy.
Yeah,
Give him. Listen, that guy can fight.
he can
Listen,
fight. No,
that
but
guy can fight.
again, we're
I like
still
that guy.
here. We're still here, and I wanted you to know that I wasn't planning to spend this long. I was only gonna say the audience. My main setup was that audience is insane. That
I love.
whatever that these YouTubers are doing that needs to be pushed
Yeah,
over to the fighters. Somehow they need some of that. They can take a few things from these YouTubers because it's
yeah.
working. It's
And
working.
also, it's like there's a lot of things where people always scream about, oh, look how much these guys are getting paid. Real fighters should get paid that. And it's like, yeah, but if you really press a lot of the people that say these things, it's like, when do you go out and buy tickets to these guys' events? The guys who you're saying that everyone should be out supporting. When do you support them? Do you know what I'm saying? When do you go and actually go out of your way to talk about these guys? When do you promote these guys? Don't mention people just so you can talk down what other people are doing.
There
Do you
you
know what I'm
go.
saying? Like, I see a lot of these things. I think to myself, just now, Oscar De La Hoya announced that he's got no email from Tank Davis's team, and after Monday, if it don't come, we're moving on. Boxing is its own worst enemy, not YouTubers.
Yeah,
YouTubers
yeah.
getting in the ring to fight each other is not what's
I
destroying your
can't
sport.
believe that. I can't believe that's where we're at, and that's a beautiful segue, man. Because I did want to talk about Javante, and I wanted to talk about Garcia.
Yeah,
I can't believe that's. They said that this fight was pretty much. Remember, I said it's happening. There was
that's right.
the
That's
last pod.
right.
I
You
was
did.
like,
You did.
I was like, this is happening. That this the closest they've ever been.
Hmm.
We're gonna get it rare, rare, rare. And all of a sudden, Oscar De La Hoya saying this now. Oscar De La Hoya, I'm not gonna say he's got his
Bro.
demons in that, but he's moving mad, just generally,
Hmm.
there's a
Hmm.
general moving mad. So I don't know what to take. You want to take everything people are saying with a pinch of salt. I don't know what the relationship is, and if the relationship is still like a-okay with his fighter.
Hmm.
These are things we never know, right?
That's right. That's right.
So there's that part. So I'm not going to give up totally because I want to hope that that fight is definitely happening. But there's one thing that has
Yeah.
been interesting, and it's Javante Davis. He decided to leak the DMs.
Yeah.
Travis,
So that whole situation with Eddie Hearn last week,
yeah,
I found it interesting that he leaked the DMs. Yeah, I found it very interesting. See, it's a fascinating one for me to break down because when I saw it and I saw Tank's him saying that Tank is he's not intelligent, he's not a deep thinker, he's not articulate. Straight away, it steps on old trope lines, stereotypical racial lines that the traditional dumb athlete.
yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? The dumb black athlete. And as much as some people like to say that, oh, it's not what it's like. No, it doesn't matter. That's the area you stepped into, whether it's ignorance or otherwise, or full on intent. Now, I don't think it was necessarily that. I think it's one of those moments that you clip it up or you soundbite it and you take it out there and it's just like, geez, that looks absolutely horrendous. Now, when I saw those DMs, the leaked DMs, where
People
he's
don't
like,
know. Just for the people that don't know, you have to give out because not everyone might have seen them that listen to the pod. So
the
do you have
leak, the
any?
leak, the leaked DMs.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, cool. I've got it here. So he's DM'd Eddie Hearn. Tank Davis has DM'd Eddie Hearn and said, "Why would you say that about me?" And he goes, "What?" He goes, "What do you mean, what? What you said?" He goes, "In the interview, if you watch it, I was explaining why you are a dangerous fighter. I said you're not a deep thinker. Ryan is, and that makes you dangerous." And he says, "So they cut the clips." He goes, "They took a few words from a 5-minute conversation about the fight." Now, my takeaway from seeing this is what you're calling a deep thinker, Eddie, is overthinker. Right? Now, if you're
mm,
saying you're an overthinker, he's saying Ryan is, and that makes you dangerous because you're saying you don't spend your time analyzing. That saying paralysis by analysis. You don't spend your time stuck thinking when should I, if I, you just go. You know what time it is. You move. Now he thinks that how he's worded it is a compliment, but the energy by this explanation sounds to me very much like if you replace that with overthinker, that's bang on what he was trying to say.
mm.
See what I'm saying? Now, for me, a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, you're just trying to back Eddie." I'm like, I don't play with these tropes. Those,
Yeah,
yeah, if you know anything about me in this pod, I don't play with that. And had we
and just
recorded
your
this
stand
pod
up,
and
and
my
your stand
stand
up.
up, you know what I'm on. I don't mess around with these type of things here. And if it's ignorance, educate yourself. You're in the public eye. This is not an excuse. Now, when I hear this, I think this is more of a misstep. Do you see what I'm saying? And you know, in these moments, there it's gonna people are gonna make ignorant missteps. But the problem with that is that when you're operating in a space like, say, America, America's reaction to racial dynamics is very different to the UK. They don't.
That's what I wanted
They
to. I
do
wanted
not play.
this is what I wanted to talk about, and this is a part that is again where like you have over here where we don't really get into your unconscious bias bag and all. Like
You
it's
try
still
to
noise.
you go down like
It's
I.
quite noise. It's this again. It's like even down to how this country talks about its parts in history. You know, it's like, oh, that happened in America. No, no, no. A lot of that happened here. You know, what I mean, you lot played your part in it, but it's just because they say we fought for another side of things. It sounds different. So when you have the conversation about race here, it's very much under muted tones, right? So
Mm,
there's a lot of things that I've seen. Nah, that's not. Nope. Where in America they're more forward in terms of they've had to not. I won't say they dealt with their past, but they're aware of their past. I don't know. Again, I'm speaking from someone that has a look at it, and it's so different to over here, where
yeah,
they
it's
they are more talking about some of the issues, and they'll challenge racism and say this is racist, where we're not even able to have proper conversations down on what is
exactly.
exactly. So then now
Mm,
your counterparts will not even like they can't see the microaggressions, or they can't see it. You know what I mean?
mm.
We're not even at that point of those conversations. So I can understand how across the pond
It
this
wasn't
comes across.
received.
I can
Exactly,
understand straight
exactly that.
away how this is going to be received, because we're so many years behind when it comes to even down to language and how we address each other. You know what I mean? That's where we're at in terms of you
Mm.
talk about even in football when they talk about certain black players, they'll say physical, strong beast. You know, they'll be using these tones and these words and stuff, but
Big
then you
boys.
for other players, for the midfielders and stuff, they say genius, magician. And it's mad, you know, and they can't see the issue with some of
Mm.
those. You know what I mean? So we're just far behind. It doesn't give the
Yeah,
thingy. It doesn't.
it's one of those things where it's like, you know, step you can stumble through ignorant place. You stumble into a loaded statement, and you don't know because for you it's just the language, but there's a lot of stuff behind that. Do you see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? There's a lot of stuff behind that. You can't you say something that, you know, you might joke around with a woman in the workplace and you say something and it's like, no, actually you just made a very loaded statement. She's gonna feel very uncomfortable by that little bit of banter. It's not just banter. Do you know what I mean? And that's
Mm,
how we've got to kind of treat these moments as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's like for me, I don't look at Eddie and feel like that was crazy, like you know what I mean, like the ill intent behind it. I think it was an ignorant step, but I think it's one of those moments where it's like it's a lack of a better word. If he had cleared, like, judging by those DMs and him how he rationalized it, you switch that moment to say overthinker, and you've got the statement, and there's no issue.
yeah, but
So
then again, but my thing is, I would never want to especially because my wife works in this, right? This is her industry, right? So she's always having conversations around this, right? I never want to, if someone feels a certain way or a certain group feels a certain way, all the person can do is educate themselves and never make that same mistake again on
that's it.
terms of moving forward. So it's not to say, you ain't got a point, da 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 da. I could feel a certain way about it. And if you respect me enough, you know, you want to sign me in that, like you can make changes. You know what I mean? Because again, just because you don't come from the audience or that space doesn't lessen what they're saying because you don't
Yeah,
understand it. What do you call it? Learn to understand and learn to understand and hear it. You know what I mean? That's all, you know. And at least when you're now dealing with that, because it's business, we're now talking about international business, and not
mm.
everyone operates the same, right?
I
Not
even
every
know that
coach.
I'm aware of certain things, even as Black British, when over there performing and stuff, interacting with Black Americans.
Yeah.
There's still stuff that you watch out for because culturally the reaction could be different, or you can make a statement that it does what it does over there. I don't know if you remember that advert years ago where they're talking about how in Brazil, I think if your feet are up and you can see the bottom of your feet, that's a sign of mad disrespect.
Yeah.
Like when you operate in different spaces.
Yeah, bro.
Respect your culture.
If you gave my dad something with your left hand, he'd be like, "Raw, like,
Flames.
why have you done that?" You know what I mean? Like, it's mad.
Yeah.
So again, it's just all it is again learning, like educating you when you're told, not shitting on it, because sometimes there is the element of what you talking about. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
no, I didn't mean that. It's rubbish. And it's
it's
like,
one of
nah,
those that
you know.
don't die on this hill, bro. Don't die on this hill. It's not worth it. You got too much to
Yeah, just go.
lose.
You know what I mean? But anyway, moving things forward, I
Yeah.
like you said something before we started recording about these major fights and these heavyweights and this, that, and the other, and it made me laugh. You know, do you just want to share it with the people that?
Sure,
Um,
yeah, sure.
yeah,
Full transparency, fam. I
come
said
on.
to you, listen, bro, like when we talk about these big fights and YouTuber boxing and this and that and the grads people have, I'm just like, I actually can't wait for this current era of fighters to move on and we have a new crop. Because honestly, like it's getting to the point where I'm like, hang on a second. How many more theoretical debates will we have about top fights that should happen, who
That never
will
gonna.
win, and like we're nowhere every year our wish list is the same. This is the year AJ's gonna fight Fury, Yeah, but no, because they have bro, where else is there?
I never
And
thought
it
that we'd be
just
talking about them fighting for 3 years.
and it just keeps going. And I think to myself, do you guys not feel like you're gonna get old at some point and maybe
Mm,
lose all of those big fights because you're a little bit aged? Like I know I'm the staple for saying Father Time is undefeated, but he really is. Like, no, he
yeah,
absolutely the only person right now, as far as athletics and sports goes, anyone who's dealing with him. Bernard Hopkins gave a great shift. LeBron James right now is going toe to toe with Father Time, and every single game, I look at this man, I think to myself, "Whoop, another round in the bank." But he
do
can
you know?
still
Do
get
you see
stopped.
that
He can
overtime?
still, bro. He can still get stopped here. Like he's he's putting in a shift, but at any moment you can get old overnight. And I look at AJ Fury and your Wilders and your Dillians, and I'm like, surely you all can't think this is just going to go on forever. At some point, you got to say, you know what, now's probably the best time to do this.
Yeah, it's the level of again, Eddie's spoken about his plans for AJ, and it's
Yeah,
better than we were first knowing before, because there's an Australian down under situation. I was
yeah,
really upset about that. Turns out he wants AJ to fight 3 times. Um he wants AJ to fight 3 times this year. Yeah.
yeah.
I've thrown Fury out. I don't see Fury fighting AJ this year. It's not happening. I think everybody else at home, we need to be more wise now.
Or
And
at,
just
or
know,
at all. Or at all.
no, it's not happening this year. I don't know if it's gonna happen at all, but it's not. It's definitely not happening this year. Now, I like the opponent that they've named, and it's an opponent it's a good test because it's the same opponent that Dillian fought, Franklin.
Mm.
A bit of a run in the gauntlet for Franklin because he had it's mad.
I'm
Like,
happy for guys like him, though. I
yes,
always love that story of someone who's just like, you obviously were brought into for things to go a certain way, but you put in such a good account. You're still
yeah.
in the mix because realistically, a lot of men feel like he won that fight.
This is it. Again, a lot of people feel that way, and there was many times in that fight where, for me, it felt that way at times where it's like, man, he's doing everything that you ask. If I'm in his corner and I'm his coach,
I'm
I'd be
happy.
feeling extremely happy about how this fight ends.
Mm.
Again, away fighter, so there's different challenges, but this is a good this is a good challenge for. Remember when I was talking about the names and stuff? This is a good
Yeah,
challenge.
yeah,
I've seen, at
yeah,
least I can say I've seen him. We know that he showed quality. So
yeah, yeah,
for AJ to learn, there's things that, because he's quite quick handed. There's things that AJ can work on that can prepare him for what's coming after. So it does look like a road to the arc to redemption, or the arc to reclaiming what was lost in that. It does feel right. And then after you
mm.
say to the roadmap that is planned out for that I'm hearing so far is, it's this fight, the Franklin one potentially, and then after that it's
Dillian.
the Dillian White,
Then after
which
that,
is good because that gives Dillian time to have another fight. And if he says, you know what, it's a
Dillian,
cash out situation.
Dillian ain't rolling the dice again, and he shouldn't. After that
No, he's gonna
Povetkin
fight
experience,
somebody else. He must fight someone else before.
why? Why?
Just for extra peas, isn't it? If you're gonna do it, if it's money now, isn't it?
Oh, okay, cool. Just a light
Yeah, I'm
touch.
saying if you're gonna like a touch before, because if AJ's having a fight before, you might as well get some money as well, get paid as well. And even if you need to learn a little thing, or again, we can just it's another win. So now you're saying, listen, he's off the back of 2 wins. Because the Franklin win was while I was dubious, you still get to say, hey, well, I don't really need to retire. I know AJ did what he did to me, but I just came off the back of 2 wins. So there's still a lot left in me. Do you know the Chisora spin? You know what I mean? And then the train keeps going. Yeah. But then it's the third fight for me for AJ where he's like, okay, so what's next? Because I know
that sounds like Wilder, or if we listen to the talk and believe it, that sounds like a Wilder situation.
And that's a good year. If AJ fights, if AJ was to fight, Franklin, White, Wilder, that's a tidy year. That's like as fights go, I wouldn't be upset with that as a punter, as a consumer on AJ's, because then after that year, you have to thrust him. If he wins that, he's back in, well, it's not like he's not been, but he's back ready to challenge for like the titles, like proper. He's ready now. Like there's the Fury would have to see him. You know what I mean? They'd have to, or something, they'd have to be not if he knocks off those guys. I think with the Wilder one though, we're here now, as long as we avoid Usyk. And I don't know what it said, that feels a bit more mapped out. I really hope that Usyk versus Fury is next though.
Yeah, Fury's gone really quiet on that fight. I don't think boxing can take another big fight not being announced. So if that doesn't happen, it's going to be a very bad situation. So I hope it does happen. It just would be nice to have something real to look forward to.
Yeah, but then we got.
It's like,
go on. I want to be the like. I want to kind of get the good news thing. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it'd be nice to have something real to look forward to. And when I say real, I don't mean to discount other fights that are happening, because there's a really good menu of boxing that's happening right now. But it's just more, we want to see certain chapters close. You know what I'm saying? Certain things have to, the top end things close. There's a lot of thriving boxing down from, mid to on upcoming top status levels, like, you know what I mean, on the horizon. So I'm not down in the dumps on boxing, but it's when we talk about a specific thing now, like the guys who've been at the top for X amount of years, those guys, I'm now like, okay, do you know what? Close it then.
Yeah.
Close it. You're not gonna hold me to a ransom. Crawford, Spence, close it. If it's not happening,
I've lost all interest.
But this is what I'm saying. AJ Fury, close it. I'm more looking at AJ Wilder because that's the current conversation. If that's not going to happen, close it then. Don't talk about it's the rerun is getting old. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, AJ doesn't speak much, so he allows narratives about him to just spiral into absolute insanity. Wilder and these guys, they like to hit the buzz button on AJ's name because they know it provides great promo and talking interviews for their fights when they fight other people. Like, it's the same script. I don't understand how we can't even call it what it is. Whenever you say that, right, these men use AJ's name to promote their fights. Yeah, but where's it? It's like, you lot really are believing in the nonsense.
Yeah, it's actually quite crazy. But then again, for what this year's giving us though, and this is why, like, not like saying new people are gonna emerge, because not really new people, but new types of personalities. And this is where I want to talk about Eubank and another fight that we're gonna see, right? Eubank, let me read the tweet that he says. Because it's in
Junior. The way he's emerged.
Here you go. I want to give you this one. Because he mentions Connor as well, and that'll be a good little segue at the time when we get there. First of all, we got Smith fighting Eubank, which is it's become a really exciting fight for me. I know we're doing a watch along on this channel, which is going to be great.
Absolutely.
It's going to be wicked. And it's exciting because now it's like, I still see it kind of 50-50-ish. Some people saying 60-40 in the eyes of Some are saying 60-40 in the eyes of Eubank, right? For me, the gloves are off. I think he's pound for pound, like champion.
Pound for
Pound
pound,
for
gloves
pound,
are off,
there's no
champ.
level. He's just too good at it. He's too good
Yeah,
at it.
he's
You
built different.
know,
He's built different. The
he's just,
composure, the composure is
yeah,
fantastic.
yeah. He's just too good at it, and
That-
I
That's
think
a man
Smith
that
just
knows how
can't
to
live
play
with
chess.
him.
That's a man that even knows how to play chess or poker really well. Furthermore, he plays poker.
There you go. But then there's stuff that he's just able to do with ease, and to rattle his opponent and to get his opponent feeling a certain way where they're just angry, right? He does that. However, what's the difference with this fight that's coming up is while he's able to rattle him, this is gonna be a battle. This is not gonna be, if boxing was words, I think I would have held a couple belts. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's not. You know what I'm saying? End of the day, skills pay the bills. And he has
but
to
but
show.
but 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 I have to say this: what we said about YouTubers and how they connect with their fan base and the stuff they're doing. Eubank Junior's doing it.
Oh, he's
He's
doing it.
absolutely
He's doing
found
it to
his
an elite
thing.
level.
Oh, it's
He's,
fantastic.
he's
Because
doing it to an elite level.
from before the Conor Ben fight, yeah, if you heard the temperature on Eubank's name, it was diluted. Da, 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 da. Now when you look at the temperature on this thing, it's like, yo, he's going in there as a fan fave.
Total entertainment. Like I want him to win just because it makes things. I like to think of his next couple fights that he's about to have. I
Oh,
like to
bro.
see he's gonna do this, he's gonna do this, he's gonna do that, he's gonna do this. But then it's like this. While this fight is really amazing, we know what we're building towards. Conor Ben is gonna make a return. And I read these words.
Absolutely.
Chris Eubank on Conor Ben says, my head says I want to fight ASAP. My heart says he should be banned. There should be an example made to kids coming up, understands what happens if you fail drug test. So Chris Eubank hasn't changed his stance, and you can tell that there's a tetchiness between Eddie Hearn and is it the WBC that he's waiting for the investigation inquiry? There's a tetchiness in saying, look, we're not sitting around and waiting no more. We're going ahead. He's met his, because at whatever it is, he's either met the duration of how long some level of ban is meant to be, but they're like, we don't need to not be fighting anymore. Now, when me and you spoke offline, you raised the thing, and I said, I agree with that. I'll give you the point because it's your point, it's your facts about what you thought about Conor Ben and his return.
Yeah, no, I was just basically saying he is going to come back. Do you know what I mean? His career is going to resume. And all this talk about he should be banned to show he should be this, he should be kicked out of the sport, banned for life. I'm like, no, what we're not going to do is make him face this brunt of a response when we do have drug cheats who are prevailing and exist in the sport today. Like, he's not going to be the one that people just make an example out of just because.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? A lot of people are going to say, expect me to say Tyson Fury, but there's more. Do you know what I mean? There's more guys who have popped dirty and they just kept it going.
Yeah.
So
And
that response, that reaction, that demand, that's got more to do with your feelings about Eddie Hearn than it does with Conor Ben.
No, I think there's some feelings on. No, I think there is some feelings. Remember, I think the imagery has changed. That we went from crushing in the gym and being bro.
That's natural though. But that's natural.
No, yeah, but I'm saying what's happened is it's flipped on its side. It's flipped on his head almost. You have Nigel Benn, man of the people, the people's guy, right? And he brought his son through, stayed out of his way, and his son almost became, even though he was blessed and lucky and stuff, and some would say he's silver spoon and stuff, but he done such great work to work on his imagery or how he comes across in terms of, yes, I have silk rolls, but I get up, I go for my runs, I do this. There was a lot of work done on that. Now what's happened is the flip is and people despised the Eubanks, or people that enjoyed the skill and stuff would say, I rate the showmanship, but they didn't he weren't like the ordinary man. Now what's happening in this weird, it's like we're almost in an alternate reality where
Eubank is the fan.
Eubank is become the fan fave and the man of the ordinary people are loving because he didn't take no shortcuts how it comes across. He hasn't taken any shortcuts. He's done it our way. He
And he was
hasn't
ready to fight. He was ready to fight then.
and then you see what I'm saying? So it's, for me, it's like, while he comes back, he's not vindicated. And I know there's a lot of work that I don't know if they're trying to do or trying to prove, but again, a paragraph with not a lot of facts in it doesn't vindicate you. We need something. And saying I'm fit to fight now and I'm just going to start fighting, for me, whilst that I'm happy to have you back, because go on and make money, because this is a dodgy business. However, it's just the raised eyebrow. I always have okay, and that's going to follow him that's going to follow him throughout his career.
And yeah, that's one of those things you're just gonna have to live with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna have to whatever, because my whole thing is not to say that he is vindicated because, of what he said he's vindicated. My thing is just that however this goes, whether it's him being vindicated through fact, him being punished and serving his punishment and then coming back to box, he's coming back to boxing, and he should come back to boxing. Do you know what I'm saying? Because until everybody's getting treated like this, he shouldn't be isolated and onto this, this punishment that others haven't faced. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real. Let's be real. Sorry to jump in like that, but Zalani Tete, the Frank one guy, he fought after popping dirty, pop dirty. Have we heard anything about it since? Nothing. So let's be clear. Boxing fans don't care about drug cheats. Not really. They only care about narratives. And if it suits the narrative, then they care. So for me, I'm like, those games, those little politics there is not going to be what should end my man's career.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be uncomfortable. He's going to have to deal with the fact people are going to throw drug cheat at him. But get in the ring and win and be clean going forward if there was any dirtiness going there. But it's just, that's it. It goes forward. It goes. The story continues.
The story needs to continue. It's interesting just to move things on, because I think you can't say no more after that. I saw a funny article, bro. So our boy Headbutt Warrington, he's got the maddest situation. You see, when it talked about God's warriors for 2023, and God gives his hardest challenges to his toughest warriors, bro. Warrington got the call up, bro. Warrington,
What you say? God enlisted him. Man said, "Look, check your name on the board." He said, "Raw front." He said, "Front line." Wait, he must have never been front line. Why now?
I read it 1 second, because is it Wood versus Lara, right? Let me.
Yeah. Shouts out to Lara, by the way, for taking that fight, fam. Because not Lara, sorry, Lee Wood, for taking that fight. Because it feels stupid to me. It feels like you should have just left that alone, big man. There's other men out there you could have. You could have done anything. You could have literally ignored every part of this man's name, and you decided, you know what? Let's have it. I rate that.
And you know what? Wood, again, you understand why he would say that, considering getting against the odds certain times, and just like sometimes you just feel like something's on your side. Now, I'm not a boxer, and it shows at times where, because I'm not taking that fight. I won't be seeing Lara any, and we know how Warrington feels about that fight, because if Warrington sees himself in front of Lara for the third time, he can't headbutt his way out of this one.
He's going to sleep the way God intended. I'm joking. Listen, man. End of the day, that fight had KO all over it.
It had. He found his way out. It better not be in Leeds. It better not. No more.
I don't even think it matters. The way Lara's going to make sure that this team doesn't get crazy, it doesn't matter. That could be in his front garden, fam. It's going to end the same way. He wants Warrington badly.
So bad. But then again, if he does, though, we have to call him the master of the dark arts. He has to win it. Like, if he gets through, if there's another DQ, it's just called off because of just if that happens, we have to just rate him and say again, when we talk about the dark arts in boxing, it should be called the Warringtons, fam. It just literally like that's what it's got to be renamed to
The
because
Warrington Techers.
the Warrant, you know what, bro?
Because
It's
if
nuts.
it gets tough, he's about to get dirty. He's about to. If he kicks him in the thigh, that's when you know. Oh snap! You taking this thing to another level. You're letting us know you don't care. Like a clean elbow strike. Like
Yeah,
wow. That's when it's like, oh snap. Okay. Don't play with this, man.
yeah. Again, like it's mental. Big up to him though,
Nah,
man.
man. Nah, if man comes out on a BJJ, UFC on his back, edging forward, just that's when it's like, yeah, you're stupid. Though it's different.
No, but again, as we move on, there's exciting things this year. We'll see.
Yo,
My got what?
sorry to jump in. AJ apparently linked up with a new trainer. He's moving out to Texas for his camp.
Really?
Derek James.
What do you think about? What do you think
That's the
about him?
news. Less about what I think about Derek James and more what I think this move to Texas means. And I think it's a positive sign. I think it's the sign of humility to say, you know what,
Yeah,
you don't come to me, I'll come to you. Do you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And I think that's the best type of step to show that humility is there.
But then he got again.
Because
He got
if the
trainer of
ego,
the year, Derek James.
yeah,
Yeah,
I hear that. But what I'm saying is, if the ego is what made him say to Garcia, "Come over here, do it this way. I do this. I train when I do this. I want to do it like this." So I remember Garcia was saying he trains when he wants, he spars when he wants, that kind of thing. If the humility that it looks like from the outside in terms of our go to Texas comes with you're the boss.
yeah,
Okay, 5 o'clock
yeah,
tomorrow, yeah. Say no more. If it's
yeah,
that,
yeah. And
then
you know what? When you say that, yeah, not even to just quickly jump back into Eubank, but I got a nice little glimpse into Eubank's head or into his world, right? And he speaks
yeah,
about Roy Jones and where he had his old coach and stuff. So, hey, don't listen to me. He doesn't. He just does what you know what I mean. Remember, like
yeah. Ronnie
you,
Davis.
yeah, Ronnie. That's it. You've gone from that to I respect him. He tells me what to do. He's not. You could tell that Roy Jones is. While I
Yeah,
don't know what level Roy Jones is as a trainer, you know, it's still fresh on
but he
that
has his
journey.
respect.
But then just to give us that level of that level of respect, right, and that level of I have to understand that this guy can help me. You know, while I don't really need him because I need 50% for you. Um, it was a good little glimpse in terms of the growth in Eubank to realize that no, you need someone outside to give you some certain pointers on what you can do in the ring. So now for me, when you talk about AJ again, there was loads that he probably learned with Garcia because Garcia probably challenged him more than he's been challenged in a while. You know, in terms of he's asking him to do stuff that Garcia would usually ask his fighters naturally, and he wouldn't have to ask his fighters naturally. He'd tell his fighters, "This is what we're doing." Right now, I think AJ's can walk into a situation that will only work out for him in a strong scenario when again while you're the boss of, you know, like finances and this, that, and the other, the boss when it comes to fighting and the most important voice for you to hear is the one of that guy that you've employed over there. So even though you've employed him, he's the boss, right?
He's the
He's
boss
gonna
right now.
steer the organization. And I think it's great that AJ again away from Texas is wild anyway, but away from here
Right.
amongst people that probably won't even like him being in their gym, you
Might
know,
even
like
respect him. The type of sparring that he might encounter out there is gonna come. You know what I mean? It could be levels. We don't know
yeah,
what the temperature is on his name out that side because remember
yeah,
his American work, his American dossier is not. It's not great.
yeah. The
It's
dossier
just
is
a
not
loss.
dossiering.
It's
Yeah,
just a loss. So
yes.
they're looking at him like you ain't real. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna be in a camp with people that see him like that. So
I love the Franklin fight to happen in America, you know. But it's a lot of
Pretty good.
pressure. It's a lot of pressure on AJ. Like to go back. I'd love that fight to happen in America. It'd be good for him. Like a couple, just a nice American tour, bro. You the UK fans, you've done what you've done in the UK now. It's almost like, when you get that artist that you're like, bro, all right, go and crack America.
Go.
We'll wait.
Go.
We'll wait. We're always gonna be here. Go true. It's like I know Skepta has crossed over quite well. I don't know it to the Americans, but from how it looks over here, you saw him do some big songs and stuff. He said, you don't know who he is now. And I feel like for AJ, he does need that moment to say, you know what, while I've done everything I need to do in the the United Kingdom, the same way Fury's built up a strong brand over here for fighting the same person over and over again, I'm gonna have a couple fights, and hopefully it changes the way you lot see me. That I think that could be a good move while putting yourself back into contention for a belt.
Possibly.
Why not?
Possibly.
I like that.
I definitely hadn't thought about that American side of things. I think whilst America is great, I just don't think it's as centered on the heavyweight space as it used to be. You know what I mean? Like a fight over there, MGM Grand doesn't make sense now. The only opponent that makes sense is Wilder, if you want to go out there, because that can happen in the UK and it'd be more beneficial for both.
But imagine fighting Franklin wherever he's from, whatever home. Is Franklin from New York or anything?
I'm not too sure.
I don't know, but imagine fighting Franklin. I like to just imagine. Again, I'm playing. You lot can let us know in the chat. But fighting Franklin, I don't know, Madison Square Garden. Yeah, you're there. Invite Deontay Wilder. Just invite him. You know what I mean? He's like ringside or something. Nice little chat. You know what I mean? Chat on the apron. Then kind of ones there
It'd be good to see a face-to-face with AJ and Wilder.
Face-to-face. I'm telling you right now, it will do what it needs to do, because then you can put Dylan in between it just before, so you could come home and do the Dylan one. But we've seen a face-to-face from the Franklin one. Them two get at it, then go and meet again. It will do what it needs to do, because again, heavyweight boxing still has the power to arrest everything that's happening. And it's like, look at those two big guys about to go at it. Can you see it?
AJ and Wilder be announced
face to face. If they're face to face,
I'm saying forget face to face. Let that be announced, confirmed. That's happening in 4 months time. Place fever pitch. We'll go.
But you have to build. There's still legwork. There's still while I understand that, there's still legwork, because these are guys that haven't done what they need to do. They're both guys that have taken losses. So what you do is you build the interest. It's the same way when we had no right getting excited about Kell Brook and Amir Khan. We had no right. These guys are retired. This, that, and the other.
We had no right.
We did. We had no right.
It's so true. And we did. We went full.
That fight arrested us. It captured us. It done everything.
The gloves are off. Look at the body. Look at the mind games.
Look at the mind.
Nothing.
They captured us. They did what they did what they needed to do. And this is what I'm saying.
Has Fury Usyk captured you?
Not at all. But then, because the only reason why I'll be interested is it's beyond them, because we're talking about Undisputed. So the name Undisputed does what it needs to do anyway. I need to see how this. I want to see how this all ends, really, because I believe this is in my head. I believe this is the end, and it could be the end if Usyk wins it and becomes Undisputed. He'll just say, you know what, I've done it all. I'm out.
He might fight Wilder still, but you're right.
Usyk Wilder,
maybe.
I don't see it. That'd be cool. That'd be cool, but I don't see it. I feel like this is going to be the end of the chapter. I feel like whoever wins this,
for him or for both.
For both.
Okay, fair enough.
I feel like it's the end of chapter. So there's a little sign about it where you walk off and say, I'm last undisputed. Do you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? It's done. And we don't see that. We don't see it happening for a while again. I see that being so that's what's captured me. But again, it just needs some work needs to be done in terms of AJ Wilder, and it will even their celebrities and the American audience. I promise you, seeing them two guys after, if AJ mashes work against Franklin and it's in America, and you got the other Americans saying, "Hey, it's me that actually should be fighting you. They argue on the thingy, and then he goes home and they say, you know, we're gonna sign the contract, bro. I promise you,
it's gonna go crazy still.
It's finished, right? And there's no belt needs to be on the line. We're talking about our guy Errol Spence fighting Furman. That's supposed to be for a non-title fight, bro.
150 at one, is it 154 going up in weight? Why is
Yeah.
he going up in weight? Terence Crawford's at 1 foot. Why are you going up in weight? That feels very duckish. It does, bro. It does. You're in talks all of a sudden. You're going up in weight.
Never
Why?
happening. Because we learned something about last year. Terence Crawford and Errol Spence will never box. They will never box. It will be something you only see in a game. Unfortunately, you know,
well, that game is coming out soon as well. So I'm happy to live out what that looks like.
No, I swear to you, that game, yeah, I've been waiting on that game like the Dr. Dre Detox album, fam. And it was pissing me off about is there's people playing it. How?
Yeah, the early release is happening in Jan. To be fair, I'm actually getting the early release thing still. It's on the thing called Steam. You know the online, it's like the PC thing.
Have you got Steam?
Yeah. Download the Steam, fam.
Really?
Get involved.
On the PlayStation now?
No, not on PlayStation. On your computer, on your Mac.
This guy thinks I'm about to be gaming on my Mac, fam.
Fam, if you want to play the game,
I hear you, man. I'm gonna have to get it. I'll just get it, but that's pissing me off.
Just for the early release, innit? Just that little tester version. It's gonna come out on PlayStation apparently as well. So
you better.
Once that happens,
yeah, I need that. Yeah, but that's the only way. That's the only way you're gonna be enjoying.
And AJ's not in that game, so we don't even get AJ Fury on there. I'll have to create, man. Listen, there's mods. Somebody will create him. It'll be fine.
Why is AJ not on that game?
I had Mayweather on Fight Night, fam. Look just like him, fought just like him.
No, you didn't.
Created it. Yes, I did. Somebody created it. There'll be a mod, fam. Don't worry. It's fine.
So why is AJ not on it though?
Because he's got the EA arrangement, innit? That's why he's in UFC. Certain games they'll tie up certain. That's why Floyd is not on games. Floyd was not on Fight Night. He was around that time as well. It's just, you know what I mean? Mike Tyson was on there, but Mike Tyson had his own game. Mike Tyson heavyweight boxing and some madness.
I remember that. I remember that.
It was a wild time.
Oh man. Listen, people. We you know what's going on. Yeah, I'm doing some international travel. My boy's on set tomorrow. Apologies, you're gonna get two this week.
You get 2 pods this week, guys. So today's pod, and then you get this week's one on time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Big up yourselves. Stay blessed. We'll speak to you soon. We're out of here. Peace.
All right, guys.
Let's do another. Yo, people, thanks for watching the Undefeated podcast. Make sure you
like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and all that good stuff, man. This is the place to be.